we're going to try something a little bit different using some air drying clay. We're going to make clay embroidery Christmas decorations. I have terracotta colour here, but you would probably be better using white. I just couldn't get it at the time. I have here some cookie cutters. These were in a pack, Christmas tree star, and it's almost an egg shape. I've also got a heart that I don't really use for cookies. They will make the project really easy. I've got a base of greaseproof paper here, and I'm going to put one over the top before I roll it out, just using a normal rolling pin. Make sure you seal your bag of clay because it can be used again as long as it doesn't dry out, so you need to protect it from the air. Next, you're going to need to poke some holes in your decorations before they dry. The recommended drying time is 48 hours on my clay. So that is quite a long time. These are not something you can make in a real hurry. I'm going to use a kebab stick. You could use a cocktail stick. You do need something slightly wider than your needle. So you could also use a knitting needle, something like that. Each shape will need one hole at the top to tie some ribbon through. So possibly a bit bigger than the other holes as well. You need to make sure the hole clearly goes all the way through and that it's not too near the top. Then for each shape you're going to want to put in some sewing holes. For the trees, I'd like to sew in a pattern that would suggest tinsel coming down. For the stars, I'm going to do some sewing coming in that looks a little bit like fly stitch, I think. The others, I'm not sure yet. So these secondary holes can be smaller than your first ones, because they are going to be where we stitch, but they still need to be big enough to put stitching in. And again, they need to go all the way through. So you can see on the back there, that would be difficult to get your needle through. The holes are turning out quite large, so I might want to choose a wool or something quite thick to disguise them a little bit. So here are my air dried shapes. The pack said 48 hours, but it did take closer to 72, so be mindful of that. You could use polymer clay, which comes in lots of different colours and is cooked in the oven, so that would certainly take a lot less time. Now when I was picturing these, I was sort of thinking white with red, sort of simple Scandi style decorations. So I'm going to try a few of those. But our Christmas tree is usually very multicoloured, so I painted a few. I thought the trees, they needed to be green anyway, but I've also done sort of a green bauble, a red heart, and a blue star. So we are going to sew those. I'm going to put a felt back on them, so I didn't paint the back. Some of them are a bit chunkier than others. I would say this feels a bit more secure, so I would aim for about 5 millimeters. So I'm going to use probably 6 strands because I want it to be quite chunky. And this is where you can experiment a little bit, but it is a good idea to have in mind before you make the holes what kind of stitches you're going to do